Hello guys, Link here, and tonight I have a viewer build by an anonymous source. Now, the reason why I said that is because this person wants to remain anonymous, and I'm gonna respect that. As much as I want to shout them out, I don't want to really go against this guy's wishes. So let me just at least do this one thing. This build wasn't made by me, and I don't take any credit for this. So that way I'm not called out for stealing someone's build when it was given to me and they wanted to remain anonymous. So, with that out of the way, this Nicholai build interests me in particular because the equipment that he used and the idea, I had to ask for context because I was a little confused, but when I was given the context, I knew then how it was meant to be used. And honestly, I think it would work better with auto shield mod, but I'm gonna just assume. Well, I mean, he did explain why he didn't use auto shield mod, but I feel like it can be worked with auto shield mod. But we're gonna go over that once we take a look at what we have. For our first skill, we have is extermination, because why the hell would you use any of these unless you have a particular build for them? Extermination is just good for any Nicholai build, really. That's why Nicholai players, when they unlock them, they just tend to use them unless they're using, like, say, debuff Nicholai. Debuff Nicholai would probably be best if you use stars. And if you're using short and cooldown nemesis, you might as well go with relentless. But you could also use extermination, just you won't get them as fast. But enough of that. Our second skill, tracking rounds, it's a really good all-around skill for Nicholai. And the same said for firearm efficiency. It's just an all-around great skill that you can use in almost any build. Like my trap Nicholai build has tracking rounds because of well, not only that when you use the goop gun, but you can like use a trap and they take double damage now. So it's really helpful. And you could keep applying the tracking thing unless they have those equipments that can get rid of negative effects. I do have a survivor build for that, which is actually probably my most popular survivor build. So give it a watch. It's really helpful, and I think in particular that works better on that particular survivor. But for now, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this viewer build, tracking rounds. We're using this, and it's all around good. For our third skill we're using is firearm efficiency. Again, another great passive skill that's all around good. Mag expansion and watchdog are pretty good too, but like firearm efficiency, especially if you're using pure gun builds, is really great. And most of the guns are pretty expensive. Most of them. I mean, there's like 3 expensive guns that all masterminds share, and then there's even more for Nicholai that are expensive as hell. Some shouldn't because they're fucking turrets, but you know, some understandable. The only one that wouldn't hold up is bioterrorism, but that's probably because no one knows how it's like, I know how it works, but I still don't know shit about it because, you know, I mean, damage is tied to infection, but I'm not even sure about that because viral canister seems to get the job done with infecting. But it's a mysterious skill that neobards didn't feel the need to elaborate. But we're not here for that. We're here for firearm efficiency. Area 2, like I said, honestly, auto shield mod would be the better pick, considering this is a 1 mod deck, or 2 mod deck if we get a large generator mod. But this works, and it's a great cycle card. The idea of this build is to center around the machine gun. We're not centering it around the turret machine gun, but since it's centered around the machine gun, I think it's only wise to pick the turret machine gun. And you know, depending on what map it is, this can be very helpful. And honestly, this is probably my favorite turrets. Out of all the turrets in the game, this is probably the best one. And it's an exclusive card. I mean, I pick the AP Gator over it any day, but this is great. And the reason why we're using machine guns, which is mostly the firearms we have, actually it's the only firearm we have, is machine gun is because, well, you'll see. We have modified gear 2 for obvious reasons, and we have a drum magazine, which slightly increases the magazine cap of machine guns. Only machine guns, not rifles, not any other firearm, just machine guns. I believe it increases it by 10, so 60. Because the normal is 50, and mag expansion increases it to 80. So if you were to use mag expansion with this, it would be probably 90. I think it is. I believe it does increase it by 10. I'm hope that I'm right about that, but this is it's meh. But considering this is tied to, we are using machine guns. That's why what this particular build is tied to. This is what we're gonna use. And for we're using gyroscope, which is moderately decreases the camera shake when attacked, and it moderately increases the damage dealt by firearms. So we have a damage increase, and also have some control over our camera when we're shooting. And now, here's another one that I feel like this is probably going to be one of the biggest strengths of this build. Shock Absorbers 3 greatly improves camera control while under attack. That means with this and this, an MQ-11 and LA-5 ain't gonna be shit. And this could mean one thing. If a January is shooting at us with an MQ-11, as long as we're suppressing fire on them, we'll come out on top. Unless there's a bunch of other people shooting our cameras. And if there's two MQ-11s, you could just forget it, because I believe then that's when the camera is frozen. Now, I'm not saying not all Nicholai players use this, because I'm sure they do, but I feel, at least for me, I don't use this. So this is going to be a interesting change of pace. But I'm fine, so long as I have modified gear too. I don't give a shit what I use, really. For our deck, this is where this is what I'm talking about, that this is more centered around the machine gun. But we have other stuff to help us out. So we have Decoy Trap, a cycle card, Immobilizing Rounds, Crawling Zombie, another cycle card, Deception, another cycle card, Air Cannon. These two are to help us out in case, like, you know, January is being a dick, or there's a teammate being a dick, and we just need to do that. Or, you know, we need a good laugh, because that's what the air cannon is good at. And we have a machine gun. This is our main source of dealing damage. And, you know, I have pretty good faith that we can do it with just one gun. I mean, well, technically we have two guns, but they don't deal damage. They just take time away and, you know, delay, which is what these two are good at, especially Immobilizing Rounds. So this is going to be our main source of damage, with the exceptions of the zombies in my map preset and the crawling zombie. But, you know, there's no guarantee the crawling zombie will get any work done. So we just have to kind of hope that he does latch on to them, which can basically guarantee us a free kill, if we're lucky. And we have Clone, which is to basically make us use the same card again. So, you know, machine gun, we use it, we're done using it, we have Clone, we can use it again. Of course, it increases it by 1, so this will be 2 thanks to efficiency modifier arms and our skill. But when it gets cloned, it becomes 3. And we have quick draw to cycle through, so in case we get shit like clone, something we don't want, decoy or deception, we could just use it. And we have the electromagnetic shield, which is going to be the main thing that's going to help us, especially with the malware January. You know, every time I have this card, I never go up against a malware January, I swear. And then when I do, I don't have the card, so I have nothing to help me against the malware spam. So it's kind of like, I kind of hope I do, but at the same time I don't, because malware is pretty annoying to deal with without this, unless you're using mod efficiency Spencer, but that's a different mastermind. And of course, efficiency mod firearms. So this will be 1, 2, 3 with the firearm efficiency skill. 2, 1, 1. So everything in this deck is pretty damn cheap. Even for the machine gun, which costs 2, and even when it gets cloned, it still costs 3, which is more than enough to get this done. So this is a pretty overall cheap deck. So honestly, I don't see an issue with bioenergy unless we're just so bad at aiming or we get really bad RNG. That's the only thing that I could see this hurting. But yeah, that's the deck and that's the build. I'm going to show you 2 matches, and again, thank you to my anonymous viewer who gave me this build. Again, I don't take any credit from this build. This wasn't made by me, although the auto shield mod thing was my idea, and I'll probably even try some matches with that, but not in this video. Probably in my off time. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I am working on the Alex build. This Alex build in particular, I feel like it needs its own map preset, and I don't think any of my map presets are going to cut it. So I have to go and make every map I have to make new map presets for every map, and map presets are important, but oh god, it's the most boring part to do. So yeah. The Alex build will take a while, but when it comes out, I hope to impress you guys, and it has some inspirations, but I'll go over that when that video comes out. So in the meantime, let's get this show on the road.
My client wishes you dead. I make it fast for you, da? You make me unhappy. I would not make this easy for you. Come close. My client wishes to learn what's up. Do not be pleased with yourself.
Got a locked door here. I've got this.
You're already dead!
You have a key. I doubt you will live to use it.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a trained door unlocker. Nothing we can't handle.
Let me put a bullet in your skull. It will be over faster.
Get near me and I'll heal you.
Some company for you. You do not stand a chance.
Heck the planet.
Locked. Perfect.
You found that? Stand still, and I will end the pain for you.
Yeah!
The dead move faster than you.
We can get out of here. Let's move.
So many made it this far. It's unacceptable. Perhaps you are tougher than I thought. I will not go easy on you now.
Shit! Out of ammo.
Why do all the doors here have to be locked?
The other side menaces, I see you. Dead walking, strange world we live in. Strange, but profitable.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think I won.
This was inevitable. But somehow I expected more from you. Stay a while. There's plenty of time. This is not your lucky day. Прекрасная, прекрасная! But you were not good enough.
Well, I mean, okay. I like how I said bioenergy wasn't a problem, but then I was having problems with bioenergy. Okay, alright. Area 1 will always have the worst bioenergy speed, unless your build is specifically tied to bioenergy or bioenergy speed recharge. So, I mean, it's not the the build. I mean, that's like that with every build, you know. Bioenergy's slow, but when you get to this next area, it becomes a little better. And in area 3, that's when it's supposed to be better. But you know, that's it. Really, I did some damage, and what really shocked me was the MQ-11. Despite being shot at with the gun, I was still able to control it. Like, fully control it and dish out some damage, which is great. But these guys are, you know, they're pretty good at dealing with, they must be pretty good at dealing with Nicholai, because, you know, they have the power of common sense, and that's to move and shoot. Maybe except for one of them, because Sam didn't appear to have a gun, so, I mean, well, they were almost there, but good job on their part. But, man, that was awesome. I can't wait for the next match, so I'll see you there.
I always fulfill contracts. You are all as good as dead.
I don't like being watched.
This device may not kill you, But you may die while searching for a way of activating it. Let me put a bullet in your skull. It will be over faster.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a trained door unlocker. Going through.
You cannot run away so easily.
Gonna bust
The door is... You found that? What amateur put it there? But somehow I expected more from you. Just die!
me, the master of unlocking.
If I apply pressure correctly, I can do this. Come on!
My kind of weapon, yes! The dead move faster than you. That was too easy. Do not be pleased with yourself. Making me angry will only make this harder for you.
We can get out of here. Let's move.
Some men made it this far. It's unacceptable. Perhaps you are tougher than I thought. I will not go easy on you now. It does not take the oath, but the right.
Get ready, here it comes.
Bring it on!
Come close. That way reaches the land from your side.
Healing over here! Dead walking, strange world we live in. Strange.
but profitable. Get it over with! Stop resisting! Stay a while. There's plenty of time.
It's all right. We'll still make it.
Whoa, that was too cold. No rush now. You can die here just as easy as next place. You want I make your gravestone now? Ah, good. But you were not good enough.
Alright, this part of the video went for too long, so I'm gonna give you the abridged version of this. I like the build, but I think it needs changes, and it's very minor changes, and there's probably two ways to making this. For one, if you really don't want Auto Shield mod, I would recommend having Shuffle mod partial in there. Maybe replace the decoy trap for that, so that way you can get the machine gun more often, or the goop gun, or the immobilizer. I just said that. But air cannon, and another change I would make is replace drum magazine for fuse 3, because it doesn't matter whether or not you're able to fight back, so long as there's people targeting at you, you're gonna have trouble. So that's what I would change. But everything else I liked. And if you really want auto shield mod, take out the decoy trap for energy leech rifle, and replace the shield with rifle, and then there you go. And then you don't need the fuse 3 for that one, and if anything you could stick with the drum magazine if you really want, or actually have a modified recoil spring too. But that's the changes I would make, and I want to keep it abridged because this went for a very long time. As you can see, the footage hasn't stopped. So I'm just gonna leave off with this. I love the build, and this build has potential. So if you're watching this, Mr. Anonymous Source, continue working on this build, and as I will, me too. And don't worry, I'm still working on the Alex build. That's gonna be #1 priority now. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, leave a like, and if you want to subscribe, go ahead. I upload daily, so why the hell not? And that's it. Bye bye.
Careful, you're gonna poke your eye out with that thing.